Hello, students. In lecture 7, we will discuss again three articles, that is, visualizing nations, that giving a iconic symbol to the nation to commemorate and memorize the freedom struggle. Then nationalist tension in Europe after 1871, and nationalism and imperialism in Europe. So, about these three articles, now we'll discuss in this lecture. So, first is visualizing the nation. So, in what ways the nations were visualized? This can be described in 4 or 5 points. The first point to this is artists in 18th and 19th centuries found a system out of which the nations were personified. A person was selected to have to commemorate the national struggle. In other words, they represented a country as a person, and nations were then portrayed as female figures, and female was chosen to commemorate, to personify the nations. In case of France, France chosen Marine, a popular Christian female name which underlined the idea of a people's nation. Her characteristics were drawn from those of liberty and republics. Marine wore red cap, the tricolor, the cockade, and statues of liberty, statues of Marine were erected in public squares, and her images were marked on coins and stamps. This way, they memorize Marine as female figure. Similarly, next in Germany, Germania became the allegory of German nation. In visual representation, Germania wore crown of oak leaves, as German oak stands for heroism. And in Britain, Britannia became the female figure of British nation. She is shown in the picture sitting on the globe, showing British victory over world countries. So this is how the personification by female figure: France chosen Marine, Germania became the female figure of Germany, and Britannia became the allegory. They are also called allegory, or the female figure of Britannia of Britain. Next article is nationalist tension in Europe after 1871, or the Balkans nationalist tension. So, what had happened, especially in Europe and the Balkan area after 1871, was an important historical event. By 1871, we have seen that many countries, powerful countries, came to be united. The case of Greece, the case of Italy, and case of Germany was united in 1871. So Balkans is basically a geographical area along the Balkan hills, and the present day states, which are today, which are countries like Albania, Bosnia Herzegovina, Bulgaria, Croatia, Greece, Montenegro, Slovenia, etc., were under the Ottoman Turkey, under Turkish Empire. The Khalifa, the Islamic head, was the ruler. Second point to this is a large part of Balkan was under the control of Ottoman Empire since 15th century, and after this, after 1871, empires started losing its control over them. And one by one, its European subject country means the countries which were under its control, broke away from its control and made this region very explosive, very tensionful. Next, Balkan peoples also based their claim for independence or political rights on nationality and used history to prove that they were independent in the past. Their forefathers were independent in the past. And last point, the Balkan states were fiercely jealous of each other. Balkan states had no unity among themselves. They wanted their territorial expansion at the cost of others. So they involved in small conflicts. And to see their small conflicts, the larger European powers like Britain, Russia, Germany, Austro-Hungary arrived over there because now they were interested in holding control over these territories. So, Balkan states on one hand were getting freedom from Turkish Empire, on the other hand, these European powers were taking them under their control. And last, in this race, in spurt of having more and more territories of the Balkan states, these European powers indulged into a series of battles. And finally, these battles turned into the First World War in 1914. This is how the Balkans nationalist tension put this Balkan area and rest of the Europe into a big disaster. That was the end result of Balkans nationalist tension. It had started after 1871 and ended with the end of First World War, which started from 1914 to 1918. The last article of this chapter is nationalism and imperialism, which remained a mismatch. There was a no match between nationalism and imperialism. Imperialism is a system of controlling kingdoms by another powerful king. Imperialism. So, what had happened under nationalism, or how was the nationalism and imperialism a mismatch? Number one, many countries in the world which were colonized by European powers began to oppose imperial domination. They did not tolerate the domination of the imperial kings. The anti-imperial movement that developed everywhere were nationalist and struggled to form independent nation states. European ideas of nationalism were nowhere repeated, followed, and everyone developed their own ways of nationalism. Means they were staggered, they were broken, they had no unity. And last, thus nationalism aligned with imperialism led Europe to disaster in 1914 with the beginning of First World War. This is how nationalism and imperialism remained a big mismatch, or the nationalism and imperialism put Europe into a big disaster. Students, this is all about from this chapter. We have discussed. In next lecture we will discuss the summary of this chapter on the basis of lineage, events according to time, the event which had happened early till last, basically from 1821 to 1914. So this is about 100, almost 100 year long story of European nations nationalism, and emergence as nation state. And once again, thank you very much, and I hope you will enjoy this listening video and you will understand the content of this chapter. Thank you very much.